Okay. I'm gonna try to balance you there for the video. This is something that just struck me on YouTube was a bunch of people are talking about how dreadlocks are the black person culture. I'm gonna try to keep this video as clean as possible. You know, try to make it one single strand of thought. Um, so I mean, there are people on YouTube that are saying that the dreadlock style is only for black people. Because their hair is super curly, and that's the only way you can actually get them without them being fake. Um, which isn't true. Uh, Another thing they're saying is the fact that that white people stole the culture after they dominated the black culture. So I mean, I'm guessing all the people that are saying this shit are racist, but they're just basically saying that that Americans stole the black culture, the black hairstyle culture, whatever, Rastafari, whatever, and we're utilizing it to endeavor the black union or something. Um, but I just want to make the point that dreads are not just for black people; they're for everybody that can actually get them. Um, you have straight hair, you can get them. You have curly hair, you can get them. If you have an afro, you can get them. If you have no hair, you can't get them. The only time you cannot get them is if you're fucking bald. You know, if you're completely bald over your entire head, you can't get them at all, ever, anymore. You know, as long as you can still grow your hair, you can still grow your dreadlocks. And it's just people that say that the white people stole the black man's style. It, in some occasions, yes. I mean, some occasions, I mean, you always see, I mean, uh, the newer style of the African American, um, you know, uh, you see somebody walking down the street that's African American. I mean, they could either be dressed really nice, ready for work, ready for school, whatever, or I mean, they could have their hat like that, their skinny jeans, their really thick jackets. I don't know, but I mean, that new style is copied by some other races like whites and Mexicans and whatever. Um, and no, that is not a racist insight. That is really how black people dress these days. You know, they got the skinny jeans, they sag, they got the thick jackets or the long shirts or whatever. I mean, you can't really avoid that fact. That is how people dress these days. Um, I mean, back to the topic. Um, it doesn't matter what race you are. You want dreadlocks, you can get dreadlocks. It doesn't matter what people say, because there's a lot of people saying that, I mean, you can't get dreadlocks if you're Italian, you know, and they're saying that it would be better for a white person to have dreadlocks because they don't like Italians, which literally is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard, because white people have straighter hair than Italians. I mean, if you're full blood Italian, then your hair will probably be pretty curly, and if you're white, it's just straight out, you know, and a lot of people are just saying to do the neglect method. No, don't do the neglect method. The neglect method is disgusting. Okay, it's just straight up nasty. And I mean, a lot of people are just saying, like, if you wash your dreads, you're not gonna have dreads. It's like, okay, first off, dreadlocks have changed since the comb and washing was invented, or was thought of, or whatever. Um, I mean, people do brush their hair with a comb, but if you have dreadlocks, they wash it. I mean, it's not one or the other. You can still not have dreadlocks and comb your hair and wash it, and then you could also have dreadlocks and back comb it and wash it, you know? It's not one or the other. It's just the fact that it pisses me off when people do think it's one or the other, you know? If you have dreadlocks, you can't wash it, or you can't comb it, or you can't take care of it, and then when you don't, you can, you know? I mean, it just pisses me off at the fact that they can't think well enough for them to basically just think about what the fuck they're talking about, and actually go online or go in a book and actually get some info about the fucking style, you know? Yes, Africans were first to have, well, I mean, I don't want to say first, because, ever since people have been having hair on their head or any part of their body, you know, before the comb, every head set of dreadlocks would be natural. But then as populations grew and as civilizations grew, you know, I mean, white people didn't like having the matted clumps of hair, you know. So, I'm not saying it's the Americans that invented the comb or anything like that. They probably stole it from some other country. You know, but the comb was invented, and the Americans like to use it. So they combed it, kept their hair short, and then that's when the powdered wigs came in to make them look more presentable, respective, and clean. So, you know, I mean, after that, every other culture, like in Africa, the culture in Africa would, you know, I mean, they have a religious system where dreadlocks is a religious sign, and, you know, I mean, that's why in Africa and Jamaica, you know, and everything over and whatever, you know, I mean, that's why they have dreadlocks, is because this is a religious sign of belief, and, you know, I mean, people taking that for granted and saying that it was just a style, you know. I mean, I personally care less about the fucking religion, but, you know, I mean, just them saying that it wasn't a religion, or no, just them saying that it was just a style, you know, I mean, that is insulting to the original people that know the religion and follow the religion and whatever, but, yeah, you know, I mean, knowing me, I don't really care. So basically, I think that's it for this video. So, like, rate, subscribe, comment, do whatever. Just don't come to me saying how offended you were.